my number. Da, 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 da. Check me. She didn't realize that I was the one that was telling her about the thing. Her and my nigga want to get together and do something. Or get everybody back from Sisterhood. I said, well, make sure y'all tap in with Miss Allie. Why do everybody feel like they can just save the Sisterhood world without including the person that is the reason why shit is going on or happened?
Because she everybody's accountability meter.
What that mean?
Like, everybody feels like it. People recognize that Miss Allie is the bar.
Okay.
So, her being the bar, to come and face the bar, you gotta take responsibility and accountability for who you are and what you're doing and what you got going on or not.
Right. Gotcha.
You know?
Chat.
So if they can get it without having to go through her, they will. Okay, so we back. What we say the new nickname might be?
Social Media Tuesdays.
Social Media Tuesdays.
Fuck is it?
That's just one of the, what's it called? One of the soup
Nicknames.
nicknames. I was trying not to say surname.
What that mean?
Nickname, right? Ain't that what that mean?
I thought surname was somebody's last name.
Oh, okay. I just heard sir.
Yeah, now I gotta look because I'm pretty sure it means like, or actually, yeah, I think it's a man's last name.
Okay, well.
Yeah, family name, last name.
So, what's going on in the world of knowledge is more valuable than skills? Anything?
Knowledge is more valuable than skills.
I mean, that's ultimately the root of what we were talking about. It's value. Seeing the value in the knowledge that we have from the skills that we've accumulated. Just being able to see it, is that awareness point.
That awareness point, that circle back around.
Yep, awareness is the first part. Becoming aware of it. And then we can become hold ourselves accountable for having the knowledge. And then we can change our behavior around how we are able to receive value from the knowledge that we have.
So can you repeat the opening question more?
Oh, just what's going on in the world of knowledge is more valuable than skills?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did one more of my breakdowns. I think I did Let Her Be Her Individual Self or something like that. And Susie was asking me like, how was the response? But I kind of didn't pay attention to it.
Gotcha.
Just trying to do something different. Then checking to see the analytics. And it was something else that I did that was new. What my book at, Susie? Or maybe one. Give that to me so I can look at my notes.
I know I kind of played around with making videos to go with the words. So I recorded myself doing the stretches that I do before I start and things that I put in my bath before I get in. Because those are part of my 5 things that I do to tear myself as a braider. Played around with more product content. So giving them the differences between a braiding jam and a gel was something that I tried today.
I just had a thought and an idea that might be interesting. That, like, if some of the exercises had to do with your hands, that if you see you using your hands in the video and then break from that and go to what the stretches are,
So to give them, they don't even know it's coming type thing. That's not the whole video.
Yeah.
So that they are
Like
a little bit more engaged.
Like something might be inserted in there to say, you know, from this position and doing this so much, then this is why I do these stretch, like almost combining the two.
Got you.
Yeah.
You know, like stretch affects this routine.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I think about with what you just shared, Allie, recently about you taking the program description and dissecting it and reworking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
application.
Hey, sis. I'm talking about Siobhan.
Oh. And how you, and then how somebody else comes in. Oh man, wow, you know, you could take that and turn that into a workshop and take it to a conference.
Mm-hmm.
That's the valuable knowledge that you don't see as knowledge just yet.
Right.
How the fuck is you coming up with them questions on them applications? That's also a skill or thing that's underrated that people ain't thinking about. How to make relative questions, how to keep your audience engaged, like little shit that you've mastered that you
don't even know you done mastered.
Yes,
like you could turn this right now into a framework just to get it, just to capture it.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have a full whatever you want to turn it into for people to be able to engage with that right now.
Right.
Okay.
You know?
Because I'm realizing that I don't fully see the value of all my skills in its full capacity either. I mean, I might pay it attention, I might know, but I don't really feel like I know completely.
Right. And what I've been experiencing is, so the first thing that I did was I wrote down all of the skills. And being able to see all of the skills like a resume, I was able to start to go in and add bullet points to each skill, which helped me start to be able to see through the bullet points attached to each skill what I've learned and what I know that's connected to that skill. And I did it with 20 skills, which initially kind of had me all over the place. It had me add these, but I was just, as I was becoming more aware, I was just adding more bullets to it. And then from there, I took all of those skills and said, okay, now I'm gonna make this skill a product. And I asked myself, what was my desired result for when I wanted to develop this skill?
Right.
Because ultimately, my desired result for wanting to develop a skill is going to be very similar to someone else's desired result for wanting to be able to develop that skill. So I took my list of skills and turned it into a list of potential products. When I made that potential product list, I realized that it wasn't really a list of potential products. It was a list of my knowledge. It was like I needed to see the skill in order to see the knowledge before I could ever even decide what product to attach to the knowledge. Right?
Yeah.
So while working on a project, right, or a product and trying to develop it and simultaneously trying to see your knowledge even more clear, you realize that you start to see the project you're working on in a more broad way, right? Because I feel like you got one specific product or pool of knowledge that you're working on.
Right, braids or hair or whatever that shit is. That's
and as you are learning how to see your knowledge as more valuable than you had in the past, you are seeing all of the different ways you could turn this knowledge into products.
Yeah, from self-care, from little shit.
Yeah, you're saying it's endless, right? Mm-hmm. And then for you got a lot of skills and you got a lot of knowledge. In your day-to-day, you are executing these skills and this knowledge so seamlessly with who you are, you don't even recognize that it's happening.
Right.
What's that thing called that, like the ability to be able to break it like a planner? Okay, I had to say that out loud to it. Planning, being able to plan that shit is actually a skill in itself too. Like being able to create a framework, being able to know what you're writing down, being able to follow
Yes,
these
like
steps is also
the skill, is organization.
organization.
Yeah, like the skill of organization, or having knowledge around organization is valuable to people who are unorganized.
Right.
You know, when I was talking to my older entrepreneur a couple of days ago, I kept talking to her about her needing help with organizing her ideas and her knowledge in order to get help. Like, I can't help you until you have an organization system. You got an organization system that can be shared with people.
Right.
You know, a way to capture ideas, the way to capture projects, the way to capture knowledge, to be able to organize them, to be able to continue to add to the different pots, to be able to go and pull it out. But definitely the first step, it goes back to the awareness. The more aware we are of how to see the knowledge that we have valuable,
Yes.
the closer we get to able to turn the knowledge into the appropriate product. And the appropriate product being the best product that you can create for who seems to be asking for the knowledge that you have.
Do this book work best for you? Do this video work best for you? Are you the type of person that need all of it? What keeps you engaged? Because what keeps me engaged is going to help 50 other people.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
So, Rico.
Yeah.
But that organization is definitely underrated because I didn't see myself, hey, when I'm planning a party, what do I need to make sure that I got? And me already having done all those steps off the top of my head.
Right.
And I didn't search on Google or something for these same things.
Right.
Or the ability to plan and execute. Or them two things being two different things.
Yeah. And I think when you can see the knowledge, even if somebody else has to point it out, I think we're all in the phase of wanting to get better at capturing knowledge that we're just becoming aware of. Like capturing it in terms of the ability to be able to, with youth program or application, or being able to get the targeted youth to your program.
Mm-hmm.
And the
steps
that you took to create perfect strategy. And these are the challenges that you had. These are the solutions you came up with for the challenges. And then bang, go the knowledge that's ready to fall into some kind of product.
And these are the products that they enjoyed while they was there, and all this other stuff that we already done fucking did.
Right.
On full circle rundown.
Which automatically is in line with the knowledge that you've been talking about in terms of education in Black girls.
So with what you're saying and the question that just got dropped in the chat, Shay said, what about when you have more than one vision that you're trying to execute? It's playing around with all of it, ain't it?
Well, got more than one vision that you're trying to execute is beneficial for you to allow yourself to keep flushing out as many ideas as possible towards each of those visions, because there will be one that will separate itself from the rest, because it'll show itself that you got more knowledge in this direction. You got more information. It's further developed.
Mm-hmm.
It is more mature in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the only way that you're gonna know it is you want to see it up against this new idea you might have. Because I was probably going into this thinking, oh, I know the knowledge that I got and I know what I'm supposed to make. But the reality is you gotta discover it. The way to discover it is allow yourself to see the broadest range of knowledge that you got. And a good first step for me was writing down all my skills. And then I started writing down everything people call me about.
All my skills and all the stuff that everybody call me about.
Yeah. Because I can just sit and talk about all that stuff. It's like, oh, this is the knowledge, duh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All the skills and everything everybody call you for.
And I feel like once you get into a rhythm of taking the knowledge you got or a skill that you got and just going through the process, turning it into a framework that has a desired result, steps of how to reach that desired result, challenges and solutions.
Them things.
Just practicing that.
One more time, what are they?
Desired result. Well, first is taking the knowledge, something you know, or a skill that you have, and turn it into what was the desired result in order for you to, what was your desired result for developing that skill or accumulating that knowledge.
Okay.
And then turning that into the steps that you took to get that information. And then challenges that you faced
I did that.
in trying to get that information. And the solutions that you developed to overcome those challenges. Just from one skill to the next. It helps you start to be able to see your knowledge in a bunch of different areas quicker. You start seeing, oh, I got an endless amount of knowledge. And most of the people around me have an endless amount of knowledge. We got knowledge that we don't even recognize that we have. We have solutions, ideas for people around us all the time, and we just give it away. And usually we frustrate and take the advice. But if we turned it into something that they can buy, we wouldn't care if they listened or not.
Right.
If we turned it into something that they could buy, we do not give a fuck if they listen or not.
Yeah, it's kind of like being somebody. The way I look at it is, it's like being somebody that works at a job, and then you go to the company meetings and you argue with all of your bosses and you try to tell them what they need to do to make the experience that you have job better. And you feel like you know more than they do because you work on the floor and you actually use the equipment.
Right.
And you go to those meetings all the time frustrated trying to tell them. And then the company goes and they hire a consultant. The consultant tells them the same thing that you told them. The difference, consultant recognizes that knowledge that they have has monetary value that you have to pay in order to get it. The company pays them, the consultant. They still don't listen to what the consultant said. The difference is the consultant doesn't care because the consultant is not affected by the company not listening. Like the employee is infected, but the employee is affected because the employee is valuing their time
Over the knowledge.
So they giving away their hour for $15
Right.
instead of giving away their hour for $1,500 and being able to walk away.
Taking a pause. My sister is such a fucking bully. Because she is so, in this chat, she is so upset that I have not added her to this. What's the name? She's not. She left because she's so mad. But she's mad because I didn't add her into my live. So she left because she has so many questions that she has answered. It's like, that was just such a bully move, and it just is making my hair hurt. She just so frustrating and aggravating as fuck.
Yeah, it's that the pulling and demanding of the attention.
Yeah, like just sit, chill, listen,
Right
chop
here,
it.
right
You know what I
now.
mean? Like, just be. That was a great question. Just listen to the response. Just be around. Just chill.
And then she wanted you to add her to the live.
Yeah, she said, dude, I have questions. Add me. I have something I want to say on that. I'm not about to keep texting. OMG, you know what? Because I have questions. I have one answer. She said, okay, bye. It's like, damn, that was just such bully. Just the engagement is just so fucking annoying as fuck.
Yeah. Because it's a lot. It's intense.
It's fuck. Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Right.
Because goddamn.
Like, your sister?
Right.
Yeah, she just joined the live. She was
Right.
chopping it. It was
Right.
cool. But then
Right.
it's not like, I don't want to add you. I want you to sit. I want you to chill like everybody else do. We chopping it. You supposed to be just listening. It's a podcast, but you can see me, my nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It ain't about your questions at this second. But if you want to pop them in, I can pop them in. That was a good question. Here we go. Like, what the fuck?
So, the older entrepreneur, right? Like I'm in my mind is like the older entrepreneur is somebody I'm realizing who's developed skills in around us most of the times with their hands, right? And then the hands, the body, the hands start to tear, lock, freeze, physically.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't always the best thing to do to continue to exchange the service for money.
Right.
And then if you, depending on what kind of entrepreneur or artist or like hustler, somebody who would just know how to make money, you are, is retirement really built into
That?
this ability to be able to turn nothing into something? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of times it's not. The thought is like, okay, I need to be able to provide for whatever reasons. And I know I can take this thing I know how to do and turn it into money so I can provide for myself, for my kids, for life. And then you look up and it's like, okay, well, what if I can't do this no more? Right. What if I need to stop? What if I want to just kind of stop doing it as much? I'm seeing the need for older artists, entrepreneurs to be able to take the thought process of turning nothing into something and being able to turn that something into something else.
Like a product.
Knowledge first.
Like a class?
All the above.
Gotcha.
But the first thing that needs to happen is it needs to go from a skill service to knowledge.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I feel like now that you're speaking on it, it's like I got a low-key advantage in the hair world because at this young age, I'm not going to allow my body to deteriorate itself early. So I'm going to start with the knowledge and productizing the knowledge and at a different point than the older hairdressers.
Yeah, kind of at the same rate. Like you can just go learn a skill that adds to the knowledge that you share. Arguably, you could go learn how to do natural hair and learn how to do dreads, to do locks.
Right.
And not because you have a desire to do locks for 40 years, but you could learn it and just add it to your bag of knowledge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a physical burden on you added to the physical stress that you already got on your hands. You know what I'm saying? You could just say, okay, well, let me learn this other skill because I'm about to take this skill and add this to this skill, and then it's about to be multiple skills.
And now you can add this to your class.
But I'm seeing that it's so abstract, foreign, hard for people who have learn how to do something so well that all they can see as valuable is their ability to do it.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially when they are amazing at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The physical part.
Yeah. Like I'm good as fuck at doing this.
So
I'm better than everybody at doing this. So it's gonna be hard to fathom that there's a more significant way for me to see this ability. Because one thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to be honest with the fact that I don't see the ability as valuable as it actually is. And that's what I was experiencing in the conversation I was in. Yeah.
That she is not aware of the value of the knowledge gained all these years.
She don't even hear completely that the conversations that she has about what she's experienced with developing her skills, she don't even hear that information is the knowledge. Don't even hear it.
Which is why we
It's like
overlook
this-
so many of our skills.
This is why we overlook so many of our skills. Because just having the chance to really talk about it with somebody who actually values the conversation, we have a hard time recognizing that they value the knowledge and the information. Arguably more than we do. Why? We just keep giving it away.
Right.
We keep just saying it. We keep talking about it, talk about it. Instead of realizing that what we're talking about is the most valuable thing. That's why people are listening. This is why people are asking the questions and we're able to rattle off, 50 years of experience non-stop with no break. How I'm starting to see my own knowledge, I'm recognizing that when somebody can talk to me and break down a skill and dissect it, we need to record that. We need to chop that up. We need to turn this into a framework and turn it into chapters and turn it into a book and a course and a free PDF download and a how-to and a webinar and a podcast. Because the conversations that we having about what we know and what we understand is the marketing material for the product that we create.
Yes.
That's why it goes back to all we gotta do is write down the skill or write down the knowledge and then tell the whole story about it.
Right.
You can do it just one time.
Yeah.
And then have an amount of information that can keep making people more and more intrigued to want to know how they can exchange something of valuable to them. Most of the time it's money for the knowledge.
The book, the webinar, this, whatever you do.
Whatever you wind up making.
That one time that you don't gotta keep standing up for 8 hours to show half whole.
Yeah. And this ain't a thing.
Right.
25 years ago, I went to Michael's and bought the DVD on how to screen print, and it was $45
Right.
on a VHS tape. Because I ain't had YouTube. Or I didn't have an artist who's showing how to do it, talking about how to do it, with a value ladder, with a link tree, for me to be able to go in there and download the free digital download to walk me through them steps. All it was video. It was just video clips.
Right.
And the person voice were talking over top of it. But that was worth $40 to me, and it was in Michael's. And Michael's is all over the country. So it's not even a new thing. Just the format of it has changed. And from talking to her, I realized that she's probably already flushed out this information. She's just did it in an older format.
Right.
She gonna
Just
drop off a
conversations?
packet. Well, she gonna some information. She gonna print it out. She gonna staple it. She gonna drop off a packet to you. And it's like, oh, that's the information. You're supposed to just turn that packet into PDFs. You know what I'm saying? Put it and attach it to the bank account, to the, you know what I'm saying?
So it can be accessed
So
to the 20-year-olds that need it.
So when somebody need it, you ain't dropping it off, putting it in the mailbox.
Got you.
You sending them the link for them to be able to. You know what I'm saying? So that was just interesting to me, just because I'm always trying to learn from what other people are experiencing all the time. So if I see myself in someone older than me in ways that it's like, oh, somebody who's an entrepreneur, oh, somebody who's an artist, somebody who's learned money with their hands, I'm listening to more than what they're saying. And it's like, okay, well, how can I use what they're experiencing and what they're sharing with me as a way to grow in myself right now? I can become aware of it earlier.
Yes.
I can help somebody else become aware of it earlier than I became aware of it.
Right.
Because the awareness goes to accountability goes to behavior change goes to producing your desired results.
And all of it matter. The fucking solutions, the challenges, every piece of what you got wrong,
Yep.
what you was trying to figure out, did it.
And we already know the most valuable thing that it is to know, which is the stories that document the experience that we had.
Those are more valuable.
Well, that's where the knowledge lives, inside of those stories and inside of those experiences. That's where our knowledge is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people want to know. That's what people need to hear.
And that's what people underrate.
That's what the steps are. Yeah, we kind of ignore that because we, for what reasons, learn how to do something. We learn how to get good at it. We learn how to be the best at it. And either we become the best at it or we accept not being the best at it. But we never think like, oh, wait a minute. Everybody don't know how to do this. And everybody doesn't even have access to knowing someone that do it.
Right.
But people always asking, how to do that? And then we think, well, I don't want to tell you how I do it because then you're going to start doing it and then you're going to do it better than me. Really, you just need to make an investment in knowing how I did it.
Yeah. Pay for it.
Yeah. So that was one thing that happened. Hustle mindset. Right? So the hustle mindset kind of popped up because I'm talking to somebody who is doing something very, very significant with young people. And they trying to figure out how to make money off of it. And then trying to figure out how to make money off of it. It's just in a real, what I would call hustle kind of way. Like not seeing the value of what they're doing. So the ideas that they're coming up with to make money are just low.
Mediocre.
It's just mediocre as heck. It's like trying to figure out how to make $10 one at a time on something that is worth $100,000.
Right.
And to me, the hustle mentality is, well, all I need is 10,000 people at $10 so I can make my 100. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I really need one person for the 100.
Right.
And you could take just as much time. You know what I'm saying? So, and they couldn't hear what I was saying. And then they're like, well, I want you to help me do this. And I'm like, I think you need to tell the story. Because I know that the story is the most significant thing. It's more significant than the money. Yeah. That's why money is usually exchanged for the story. You know? Mm-hmm. But the idea that we see the value in what we've been learning is crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like we don't see it.
Designed for us to see the value.
Yeah, we do not see it. But when we do see it, it makes it hard for us to just give it away.
Yeah.
Because when we can see it, we recognize that even if other people are seeking information from us, they don't really see the true value either. Because if they really saw the true value, we would be able to sell something to them. But these people who calling us on a regular basis, asking, are not the people who would make the investment for what we telling them. Mm-hmm. Because they used to us not valuing it, so they don't really value it. That's why they not listening. We keep trying to give it away. And then once we realize it's valuable, now we want to charge them. And it's like, oh, I don't want to buy it. Like, I was willing to listen to it when it was for free. But deep down, they know they ain't about to do nothing with the information, so they ain't about to spend money on it. Mm-hmm. But to me, the world of social media is amazing because there's a section of engaging people where you share information and knowledge for free. And that's, Instagram, social media.
But with a goal for them to still get back to that link that thing that you created, that product that you made?
Well, no, the goal is to learn from what you're using to get to people.
Learn from Instagram.
Yeah, so when you posting the stories, the experiences, the challenges, the solutions, your knowledge that you have on social media, you're posting as a marketing tool for whatever is inside of that link tree. Whatever you trying to figure out how to put in there to sell some kind of product, service, digital or physical, right? You're going to learn each time you post something that'll help whatever it is you're selling. You're not posting for the person to get the information and the knowledge for free. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing good, doing it to get better at your story. You're doing it to get better at your message. You get better at the tactics that you're attaching to the sales and the marketing of your business. The people who engage with it for free, what they say, when it's free to you, you're the product. Those are the people who like, who share, who save your content. And by them doing it makes your content more visible to a broader audience. So the people who just liking your shit or the people who just watching your shit, they're actually working for you, helping your content get to the people who gonna buy it.
Got you.
Right now, we might not even know the people who actually gonna spend the money on it. But the people who don't take the advice, who don't take the instruction, who just want the free information and never do anything with it, those are the people who are actually helping your algorithm. Who will never go to your bio, who ain't never been to your website, who ain't never about to spend no money on this because they don't see the value in it. That's wild, man. That's why my whole thinking, even before social media, before I was using the internet to make money, is to really learn how to make money off of people that I don't know. Because I appreciate the people who I do know who support what I'm doing, but I recognize that supporting what I'm doing is different than investing in my business, what I know how to do, and seeing it as valuable. So I appreciate it, but I ain't never let myself depend on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your family. They gonna pack. Make sure the house look packed because it's you. But you need them people getting backstage passes who ain't expecting a free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The people who expecting a free one, they gonna make sure that the party jumping. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't even really gotta focus on them too heavy. Thoughts, questions, ideas? What you think about?
I just do just how it applies to me. Is not being taught that the knowledge I have is valuable as far as economic value to it. It's like, wow. And not really seeing all the list of my knowledge, and skills that can be turned into something. Like, not seeing it.
Right, like look at it like this. If you were at some institution, right? And let's just say you retired from that institution and you had this 44 years worth of work, right? What would they do with all of the work that you did? You think about what an organization would do with all of the knowledge that you accumulated, all of the work that you put in. It's like all you got to do is start to do it for yourself And at the very least, start to see what that stuff is. So it could start to get put in place.
Right.
They would take the classes, the courses, the agendas, the books, the lessons, the lectures. They would cut these lectures up. They would put them on DVDs. They would make them downloadable. They would turn all of this knowledge into a business or as a component of their business.
Yeah.
So it's like you can start to be able to see yourself the way an institution could see you from a monetary standpoint, or see yourself the way a billionaire would look at you as valuable, how they could make money off of you and make money. It's like really starting to be able to see that helps it become easier for you to really see like the knowledge that you have, the stuff that you could teach and share that's unique to you.
Right. That makes sense.
Rico, you don't got no questions? Rico said he should have tapped in when we told him to. But I said, why?
He said he what?
He should have tapped in earlier when y'all said to. I wonder why he said that.
Earlier when? Earlier.
When I texted in the group chat, after that, you tapped in quite close to the beginning.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you feel like you're missing something?
Can you respond? Gotcha. All right, the other thing I wrote down is artists aren't automatically entrepreneurs.
At all.
No.
Right.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Most times they're not.
Most artists don't even know what entrepreneurs are. And maybe vice versa. But somehow we got this misconception that if you don't work a day job, you're automatically an entrepreneur.
Right.
Like if you know money on your own, per se, you're automatically an entrepreneur.
What do Google say entrepreneur is?
Let's see what Google say.
I'm about to get up. A person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. Niggas is really not doing that.
Right. And I seen a quote that said there's a difference between a business owner and a business operator.
And if you're both, then you're an entrepreneur.
Well, in order to be an entrepreneur, you got to operate the business, not necessarily work for the business. You know, a lot of us are self and we the only employee and we do all of the everything.
Yes.
We work for the business. We're not operating the business.
Right.
You know, it's like the business is operating us. Business operator. You know what I'm saying? This is a system that's created that someone oversees and watches it work.
They're the entrepreneur.
Those are the entrepreneurs.
Rico said he should have tapped in earlier because this is police information that will change the way I think about and interact with social media, further understanding more what do you do with knowing?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, look, watch this. First you gotta listen.
Tap in, listen.
He'll never need he should never have to say, I should have. We know, that's why we told you.
Get in here while you asking about questions to ask your social media. This bigger than this.
All right, so one thing that I'm doing with information and knowledge in my experiences is I'm trying to take what I recognize as the problem of something I would pose as a problem. Artists aren't automatically entrepreneurs, right? And this is me trying to get better at persuasive writing. The 6 steps of, the big problem, agitated, blah, blah, blah. So when I wrote that down, I put, just because an artist learns how to make money doesn't make them a business owner.
Right.
And, then I got the question, have you had trouble scaling your income? Are you basically surviving off the money you make? Do you have any marketing or sales knowledge / strategies? Because when you said entrepreneur and you said, it says organized,
Organizes and operates.
Right. So the organized part of it is like organizing what? You know, we gotta get to the point where we organizing more than just our ability to make money.
Right.
But being able to organize a system that can run based on having an operator, whether it's you as the business owner or not, but someone could run the business,
Gotcha.
is where I that's where I want to be for myself. Is making art really your side gig, like your side hustle. I feel like there's a lot of artists who they really do art on the side. You know what I'm saying? Whether they got a job or not, the skills that they have being artists usually dominates what they do. And they make art less than they make money.
Gotcha.
You know?
Yep.
Like niggas is pimping they creative skills out in order to hustle. And not spending a lot of time figuring out who they are, expressing that creatively somehow. Can you really become something and don't know what it is? So that was like a double-edged question where can you really be an entrepreneur if you don't know what an entrepreneur is?
Right.
Can you really be an artist if you don't really know what an artist is? So that was my agitating. I feel like that was good. I feel like we're gonna make some people, they made me uncomfortable when I put it. And then I used to think that being an artist made me an entrepreneur. I thought because I was making money with my art, I was doing business. I didn't know what an entrepreneur was.
That's your relatability.
Yeah. And then artists who become entrepreneurs learn how to market and sell their work. Like that's the big benefit. So in my mind, artists need to become entrepreneurs. Period. Meaning your ability to make something, express something that's who you are, needs to be transformed into an organized system that operates underneath sales and marketing strategies. You feel what I'm saying? Like literally. Artists should think like, and then I put the solution, artists should think like entrepreneurs. We look at our experiences that we've had and stories that we've accumulated as valuable for the documentary on our life.
Right, when you about to die.
At the end of your career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or as validation or recognizing and understanding how the system works and that is a problem. Like we see stories, like we see our stories in a very personal way.
Like it's only ours. Like it's not beneficial to the other girls.
Yeah.
Men that can relate to it, that come after you.
Well, we don't see it. We don't see it as marketing strategies. Same stories. We don't see it as a sales tool. See, at some point I realized that my ability to be able to tell the story behind a piece of work was the reason why I sold it.
Yeah.
Like literally. Like people aren't really buying what I made. They're buying the story that I told them through what I made.
Gotcha.
I started selling work the more I started learning how to talk about the work.
Yeah.
Because now every time people looks and experiences the thing that I made, they're hearing the story that I attached to it.
Gotcha.
And then the steps, action plan. Study, follow, research, entrepreneurship, learn sales, marketing, persuasive writing, make more than money, make more than art, make a business.
That's on today's Twitter.
Yep. So I'm trying to get better at that because I'm seeing this is helping me with knowledge, frameworks, stories, my personal experiences and epiphanies, like all of the things that I've been studying, I need to become more aware of to start to see what I'm doing from the perspective of an entrepreneur is happening when I'm able to make these, answer these 6 points of persuasive writing, which is the big problem, ask questions and agitate, relatability, what are the benefits associated with finding solutions to the big problem, and what's the perfect solution, and then what are the actionable steps somebody could take to achieve, to solve the ultimate problem. Yeah, I got more, but
You okay?
I think that's, I mean, for me, that's good for the day for me. What y'all think?
Okay.
That was good. I think. Okay, every time I say something, I got to see this is valuable knowledge turn into some money.
Mm-hmm.
Homework. What's your homework?
Yeah, I think the homework.
Rico said homework with an explanation. That's why I said that.
Oh, got you. Well, homework should be to make a list. So the homework should be to make a list of things you feel you know that you could explain to probably a child, skills you've developed, and making that list so you can see what that list is. Because after you can see what you know and see a skill that you have, you will start to become more aware on a day-to-day basis of the knowledge you've accumulated.
Right.
Because once you can see it, you can make a list.
Yep.
And once you can make a list, you can turn that list into a framework. Once you can turn it into a framework, you can start to and figure out what product makes the most sense to carry or share this knowledge.
Yep. That's exciting.
I'm getting better at explaining this. Because I'm able to say it in a minute and 15 seconds. It used to take me 45-minute conversation. And I love that I'm starting to hit some of this stuff in 3 points.
Right.
I need to watch it. I gotta go back and watch these. All right, we out. Till next week. Feel free to bring any comments, questions, experiences,
To the chat.
knowledge to the chat.
Okay.
In a minute.